Pumping conditions and a fantastic matchup here. The current world number 7, Sawyer Lindblad. She's going to be taking on number 13 on the rankings, Bettylou Sakura Johnson. Betty with a bit more competitive experience on the CT, 20 years of age. Sawyer Lindblad, 19. Bit of head-to-head history between these two, with Sawyer a 2-1. Just edge over Betty.
That is the difference. That's why Sawyer is further up the rankings than Bettylou. They've had very similar results. If Bettylou, and we see here, Rick, this wave.
Oh, wow. So this was Betty's first turn.
Yeah.
Working with Sawyer Lindblad and Tommy Whitaker. Working with Bettylou Sakura.
Oh, here we go. Sawyer.
5-5. Bonsoy replay. And this is Sawyer Lindblad on the backhand. Just a 2-turn combination there.
A whole lot of room to move there. As Bettylou comes charging down the line, has already banked a 5.5 during the break.
And then Bettylou's second wave, way down the line. Pumping for speed here. It's a little tail slide.
Otherwise, you're going to have situations like Sawyer where you're just going to get a couple of quick turns in.
Well, Sawyer, she's picked off one on the inside here. Seems to be looking for a certain kind of pace in her rides. She finds one that is pretty slow as it comes onto the bank here. And even though that wave is foamy, stepped out, she still manages a couple of clean hits on the inside.
This wave here, it tapers off, Rick.
It does. It has a better pace to it. And one thing I really like about Sawyer's approach is that extension off the backhand. Watch her push that second half of the turn, really wrapping it around. Using the body well, a more acute angle on those final 2 snaps.
Amazing stuff. Was the 2024 Rookie of the Year. Here goes Bettylou now. She had a 5.5 and a 3.73 to kick things off in this heat. She's got some room to move and some of the biggest pocket hits on the championship tour. Here's a nice section for her. Not a lot of spray coming off the rail there. And Bettylou finishing that one off right on the inside in style.
Bonsoy replay. So almost a little fade to start things off. Nice wrap. And as this wave starts to close in on the inside sandbank, Bettylou starts to really attack the lip. Comes around this section again, connects, really opens the wings, gets a ton of spray, and finishes with a nice tail slide. So again, variety there.
Love
beautiful connection. Yep, great connection with the lip. Watch how low she gets on the bottom turn. Clicks it, perfect snap. Comes down again. And this is the one where she really gets that tail slide.
The decent pockets on.
Here we go, Sawyer looking to respond now. Big section here. Floating re-entry. Doesn't find the open face again. We saw Stephanie Gilmore on screen there. She's getting prepared to take on Katie Simmers in the next heat. The Queen taking on the current world champion. It's their first head-to-head heat and their second meeting for the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. Can't wait for it, but really enjoying this one.
Well, you know, well said, because, I mean, between 7th and 13th, there's absolutely nothing in. In fact, there's this heat in it.
So here we go. Bettylou drives up into the section. A really clean start. Maintains great speed. Arcing through that second turn and again through the third. Setting that rail a little deeper before going on the attack. Hitting the pocket a couple of times here. And even ducks in for a little bit of a pocket vision. Doesn't get fully covered, but that would have felt really nice. Great variation. Didn't need a whole lot to up the requirement.
Look great from the takeoff here. Bettylou just waiting for this first manoeuvre. Really gouges off the top. And a beautiful wrap for the second. Just a great taper on this wave. Love this turn there. Snaps it really quick. Just a series of very confident turns. Check the water angle out, Bugs.
Yeah, great angle here. We see just how critical her turns are. And I love how she waited for this first turn, Rick.
Oh, just pivoting so well off. You could see her just stomping on the tail, really pressing against those fins and powering through the turn. Again, upper body, beautiful form. Just great extension, compression and extension all through these calves. Always coming back to that power source.
And then Sawyer Lindblad got in on the exchange as well. This one behind Bettylou. Oh, wow, what a finish.
Huge turn.
Here's a replay of it, an 8.17, Rich.
Wow, beautiful wave as she stands up. Comes around this first section, connects, carves off the top, straight back on the heel toe and gets to the finish. So a good 3-turn combination. The first one, super strong. Really carving off the top there, gets straight on the heel side bottom turn. Another beautiful carve, and then straight up for the third. So,
and limit the opportunity here for Sawyer. And she'll be forced into this one. But it might have been an easy call. Beautiful looking wall. A little slow to start, but now starting to find some pockets to lay into. Blitzing this one as she comes hammering down the line. Climbs up over that final section, checks the clock.
it would have been a very gutsy move to let that wave go.
Well, that would have been the wave, I think, that offered a 7.33 to a backhand server.
Here we go. Last shot at here for Sawyer Lindblad. She's got to get some big vertical turns done. Finds a section to swing into here. A lot of spray coming off the rail. Has good speed. Cleans it up for the finish. And all her finishes on a road through to this point early in the event have been saving herself in the final stages. Has she done it again there?
Let's check the Bonsoy replay. Just forcing that first turn a little bit, but it was still a good one. Second one connects better with the lip. Right in the pocket, the second, third, and then the fourth turn to finish off.
You know, the wave really just didn't have the points in it. She surfed it brilliantly. It wasn't enough to turn the heat, though. Bettylou Sakura Johnson gets the victory and moves past Sawyer into the quarterfinals.